This experience happened in about 2008. We had an old Corsa in that time, and we went from Sighitu Marmației, which is north of Romania, to Oradea, and not exactly Oradea, a little bit further from Oradea, between Oradea and Beiuș. And there is a big village and called Ceca, and from there it's not far away, my wife. So we used to come several times a year there, and because we didn't have a lot of money at that time, we would come quite often home, and my parents-in-law, they will help us with chicken, potatoes, cheese, meat. And that time they slaughtered a pig, and they gave us a half of the pig. They gave us even a live chicken, and they gave us potatoes. And my sons were very young in that time, very little, and we were coming back. Corsa was very filled. You know, Corsa, it's a quite small car. Most of the food was there, very little clothing. But in the middle of nowhere, the timing belt of the car broke. I didn't realize what exactly happened. I didn't know that timing belt broke, and I tried to start, and I understand when this happens, you shouldn't try to start the car, but I did that anyway without knowing. And desperately, I came outside and I tried to stop cars. No one will stop. Then after about an hour, I would say, a police car stopped. And they said, "I'm so sorry, we cannot help you at the moment because we are urgently going to some urgent place. But when we come back, we'll do our best and see how we can help you." You know, that time, breakdown, that was not even imaginable, such a thing. So there wasn't. So I called a brother, which was about 3 or 4 hours drive away from the place where we were, a brother in faith, but he couldn't come. And then we called our relatives back in Oradea. They couldn't come to help us. So I said to my wife, "My dear, let's go in a car and just pray for others. Don't focus on our need. Let's pray that the God will help others." And we entered in a car. I remember that moment. We begin to cry and we begin to weep for others who are in a worse situation that we go through. I remember we were crying and we're thanking the Lord that we have everything what we need. The windows were fogged completely, no heat. And someone knocked on the door of the car. I came out and he said, "Can I help you?" And number plates in Romania, you can know by number plates from what region he is. And he was exactly from the region MM. Maramureș means he was driving towards Sighitu Marmației at that time, to Borșa, who knows that. And he was coming from Austria, and he said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yes. Is it possible for you to take our family?" You know, he didn't have anyone in his car. He took my children, took my beloved wife, and he took the half of pig, potatoes, and the chicken, loaded everything in his car. And later on, my wife told me, because we didn't have, possibility to communicate very easily, but yes, we did have a cell phone at that time. We used it. But he stopped at the petrol station, bought presents to my children, bought food for them, took them home. That was just awesome. It's just like an angel of God. It was the angel of God sent to help us. And I called a friend, about 1 hour drive, and he sent someone else with a car to pull me. So they pulled me, and some believers from that city received me so well. I remember that bed. I remember that pillow. I don't know why, but was so soft, so pleasant. I felt like royalty. They spoke to the mechanic. He took our car. You know, we didn't have money to repair. No, not even in the good dreams. But God supplied even that. Next morning, they fed me. And I went to Sighitu Marmației. And after a week, I came to pick up the car with the money. So that experience taught me to give importance to someone else's need more than to my need. You know what? It's so real to me even now when I remember that. This is my experience of Jesus Christ together with my family.